G'day guys, how's it going? It is Jared HD here. Welcome back to another episode in the Rebuild Challenge series. You guys absolutely loved the first episode where we did rebuild Manchester United, and I got you to vote in the description on who you wanted us to rebuild next. The winner, Manchester City. So we are going from the red side to the blue side, trying to win another Champions League title. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Let's get into the rebuild. Now, a lot of you guys got confused. You thought that it was just going to be us rebuilding some of the worst teams in recent history and making them into world-class sides. We're going to be taking sides, any sides you guys want. It is all up to you who we rebuild. Some would argue that Manchester City need a bit of a rebuild after the start of the Premier League season Guardiola has had. I personally would disagree, but it is just all about winning Champions League glory here with Manchester City. And unlike Manchester United, we are not going to have to wait till the second season to have a crack at completing the challenge. We are in the Champions League in this first season. Our group is Real Madrid, Young Boys and Copenhagen. So this is probably going to be our starting strongest squad right now. As you can see, there is a bit of work to do if we want to be challenging for the Champions League title through simulation. And there is definitely one player that I desperately want to have a solid crack at getting, the world's best player, at least on FIFA rated, Lionel Messi. I think we could put him in the right wing spot, replace him from Sane. Although if this was a normal career mode, I would keep Sane and try to develop him. We want to see, the challenge is to see how quickly we can simulate to Champions League finals. I also think we need to go in for a high-rated right back and a high-rated left back. And maybe a world-class centre-back to not replace, but go alongside Company. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with Vincent. And I guess you could say we need a new goalkeeper as well. We have Joe Hart, but I'm thinking we need someone that is around the 89-90 mark. I don't expect to be winning the Champions League in this first season. I expect it to probably take a little bit longer than it did with Manchester United as well. So we have spent about the first month of this series trying to sign Leo Messi. I've thrown the kitchen sink at the Argentine. He won't budge. I have put all our money towards him. Unfortunately, this season it looks like we're not going to be able to sign the little maestro. Oh, quite tempted right now to bring back the Australian Pirlo, Aaron Moy. Oh, just looking at the players we have out on loan, it is ridiculous. Joe Hart, Sami Nasri, Wilfred Boney, Mangala, the man Moy, Zuccolini, they got Denia, Roberts. Oh, now he's a beast on career mode, so is Zinchenko. Quite a good bunch of players loaned out. So the first player we are bringing into this Manchester City rebuild, it is the Welsh wizard. Welcome, Gareth Bale. David Silva, who got injured for 4 months, is going the other way, so that is a big move. So we have the choice between two new left backs. Either player will see Gael Clichy departing the club, but do we get Danny Rose for 19 million or Ricardo Rodriguez for 23.5 million? It's less for Rodriguez on the wages, more for Rose on the wages. You know what? I'm going to go for Ricardo Rodriguez. Barely used him at all in career mode. And we get a brand new right back. I almost signed him in the last rebuilding challenge, but now we bring him in. We are getting rid of Bakary Sagna, and we are bringing in Alessandro Florenzi from Roma for £24 million. Two of our players have been sold. The first is Fernando, who is going to Hoffenheim for £11 million. The second is Willy Caballero, going to Middlesbrough for 4.7 million. This is going to clear up a bit of space in our budget to hopefully bring in another decent signing. And another player that I would consider deadwood is Sinan Betiki. I can't even pronounce that name, but he is moving to Blackburn for £850,000. Lorenzo Insigne is a player that I have wanted to use in career mode for quite some time. We're going to get that opportunity now. We bring him in for 26 million plus Yaya Toure. Probably our final signing for this opening window. Players are still departing, however. Tosin Adarabio has gone to Shrewsbury for £550,000. Another deadwood-ish player has left the club. Paulo Fernandes is going to Atletico Madrid for £575,000. In this type of rebuild, I'm going to sell these type of players. In longer term rebuilds, I'm going to keep the players like this. So this will conclude the opening transfer window for this Manchester City rebuild. I'll catch up with you guys in January so we can see how we went in our Champions League simulations. So we are on the 1st of January now, halfway through the Premier League season. Not been a great season for us, sitting in 7th position, 28 points, but it's pretty close. What the hell? Look at the top 4. Stoke, West Brom, Arsenal and Swansea. Fair enough. So we have qualified for the knockout rounds of the Champions League. We finished 2nd in our group. Real Madrid absolutely dominated it. 0 losses for them. 16 points. We finished 2nd on 10 points. BSC Young Boys on 5 points. And Copenhagen on 2 points. Who are we facing in the round of 16? Bayern Munich. Wow. Can we beat Bayern Munich like we did in the Manchester United rebuild? First things first, however, we're going to try and offer new contracts to Navas and Zabaleta as they are expiring. We don't want them leaving on a free. Even if I do sell them, that is better than them leaving on a free. Thankfully, they only want about 10,000 more each, so that's not going to dig into the piggy bank too much. So in my opinion, we only needed to sign one player in this January transfer window, and that was a brand new centre back. We were falling a little bit short there, so we have gone in a little bit of a unique signing. Victor Ruiz from Villarreal is joining the club for £24 million. So here we go, our first piece of Champions League simulation for the Man City rebuild, taking on Bayern Munich at the Etihad. Nice and home to start this off. Let's see if we can make it through to the final at our first time of trying the first leg. Let's get a good lead. Insigne scores in the 4th minute. That is what you want to see. We're going to simulate in 3, 2, 1. 1-0. Okay, I would have liked to score a few more, but that is definitely something to work with for the second leg. The second leg here, this was always going to be the difficult part. Away at the Allianz Arena, we did it with Manchester United in the second season. Can we do it with Man City, I should say, in the first? Come on, lads. Very strong side we are rocking. Let's see how we go. We've got the 1-0 lead. I'm going to simulate it now. Boateng's injured. 3, 2, 1. Simulate. 1-1 draw. We're going through to the quarterfinals. I honestly wasn't expecting that. So it's safe to say we have been blessed with our quarterfinal draw. We are taking on Sporting in the quarterfinals. Definitely a lot harder teams that we could come up against, but knowing that, I've probably just jinxed us. Let's get into the quarters now. So we are traveling to Portugal for the first leg here, taking on Sporting. Come on, lads, let's get through to the semi-finals, I should say. It'd be quite funny if we made it in the first season. I'm kind of thinking, I was going into this expecting it to take 2 or 3 seasons. It might still, we haven't made it yet. We're going to simulate it. 2-2. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but at least we got 2 away goals. So heading into the second leg here at home, our manager rating's at 69, which isn't too impressive. I don't know why. I'm probably presuming it's for not being on track with our youth objectives, even though that's a low. But we've got more important things to focus on right now. The second leg, it is 2-2. We have 2 crucial away goals. We need to get on the board nice and early here. We're going to simulate it. 2-0. Yes, lads, Insigne and Bale scoring. We're heading through to the semi-finals. I was not expecting this. Champions League semi-finals. We have Arsenal. The other leg is Real Madrid and Juventus. let's see if we can qualify for the final at the first time of asking. So we travel to London for the first time, the first game in this Champions League semi-final, the first legs against Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, a side that has been requested a lot for this rebuilding series. So let's see if we can beat them and get one foot in the door for the Champions League final. We simulate it, 1-1 draw. Not the best, not the worst. Away goal at least. The second leg taking on Arsenal at home. Can we qualify for the Champions League final? That would be very unexpected. I honestly, as I said, I expected it to take a little bit longer, but we are not there yet. We have the 1-1 scoreline. We're going to simulate it. We go through on a penalty shootout. Oh wow, 1-1 again. Insigne and Santi Cazorla scoring, 5-4 on penalties. An unprecedented territory here. The Champions League final at the first time of asking. Oh, okay, wow, okay. So we are taking on Juventus for the Champions League final. I was expecting Real Madrid to come up just because it's Real Madrid. But it's going to be quite an interesting Champions League final now. Manchester City versus Juventus. Our first season. Can we do it again? Let's head into it now and see. So heading into the Champions League final, I thought I would have a look at how we performed in other competitions. So pretty average season in the Premier League, finished up in 6th position. But fortunately, we won the FA Cup 3-0 over Leicester, so I believe that means we automatically qualify for the Champions League next season if we don't win it tonight.
Wrong.
But hopefully we don't even have to worry about the second season and we break the short record of completing the challenge in our first season. But anyways, let's get into the Champions League final now against Juventus. Rebuild, here to win the Champions League final for Manchester City. Let's do it. Let's beat Juventus. They're on the attack here, Juventus. It's Miralem Pjanic running through up against Victor Ruiz. Goes straight through to Khedira, who squares it. They have the lead 11 minutes into this game. What have we done? Where was our defense? I honestly don't know what happened there. We were in no man's land. I thought Khedira was going to have it himself. Our defense just got split straight through. Otamendi just kept running, and then freaking Florenzi tried to cover Khedira. That is just poor from Otamendi. You got to blame it on him, really. Far out. Not the start we were after. Good stuff, Otamendi. Here we go, lads. Aguero going through to freaking Gundogan. Insigne cutting back. The Italian shoots. Get the rebound, Gundogan. Why wouldn't you shoot? I was smashing B, but he just watched the ball. Now they're on the attack. Pjanic running straight through our defense. He squares it back post. Our defense is an absolute shambles. Come on, lads. We need to make some space. De Bruyne. This is terrible, lads. We're just holding on to possession but not making anything of it. Here we go. Gareth Bale cutting around. Gareth Bale blocked from Bonucci. We just can't catch a break. Here we go, lads. It's Aguero running through. Passing that one to Sterling. Sterling through to Florenzi. Come on, fellas. Raheem Sterling running through. Blocked again. Another great challenge from Juventus' defense. So we get the corner out of it. It's going to be Kevin De Bruyne to whip this one in. Going through. Goes back to De Bruyne. He's going to put that one in there. It falls. Victor Ruiz cutting around the centre back. Misses. If anybody else was there, I think it would be 1-1. Oh, good stuff from Florenzi. Sterling going to Bale, going through, Aguero, shoot, he scores it! Sergio Aguero puts it past Gianluigi Buffon. I took the shot nice and early because Bonucci and Chiellini have been absolutely phenomenal for Juventus. They've been right on top of us. and I thought that they were just going to block us or tackle us any second there. What a finish there from the Argentine, and we are back level with Juventus. Sterling going to Aguero. Oh, we were going to try switching it. Lamina is through here. We need to cover with Ruiz. Ruiz up against Lamina. Block the back post. Chiellini scores. What is our defense doing? Rodriguez. He was meant to be covering Chiellini, and he just leaves him open. You are a joke, son. 2-1, and we have squandered our freaking 1-1 scoreline. This is shocking. We're into stoppage time, lads. We need to go all the way forward if we have any chance of sending this one. Not with a header like that, we won't. Bloody hell, now they're through. Juventus have been a step above in this game. Half our squad has been pathetic, to be fair. They put that one in there, headed away. Do we have one opportunity? Bloody hell, we lose the Champions League final. Granted, our squad was nowhere near good enough to even be competing in this final. So many frauds that I'm going to be getting rid of in this second season. Let's jump into it now. Congratulations, Juventus. So the first player to leave the club in the second season is Wilfried Bony. He has moved to Wolfsburg for £24 million. And coinciding with that is our first signing for the second season, a world-class centre-back, one of the best in the world, and definitely one of the best on FIFA. Welcome to Manchester City, the former Manchester City player, Jerome Boateng. And another player has left the club. Mangala has moved to Inter Milan for £15 million. My main objective now, I'm going to throw everything possible at Lionel Messi. We have so much money now. It is ridiculous. Let's make it happen. Get in there, lads. We've signed him for relatively cheap compared to what I've had to do in the past. One of our best players in Aguero is going the other direction, but besides the goal he scored, he didn't impress me in that Champions League final, so I thought we would try to get Messi a little bit cheaper. So welcome to Manchester City, the maestro, the magician, Lionel Messi. I would never. Aaron Moy, you're going to be starting in the Champions League final, my friend. So our very average goalkeeper from last season, Claudio Bravo, has moved to Cagliari in the Serie A for £21.5 million. I am going in for some world-class goalkeepers, so let's see how that develops. Thibaut Courtois, Manuel Neuer, and Jan Oblak all accept contract offers, but the player I'm going to be signing is Manuel Neuer, 92 rated. You can't go past that. So that honestly wraps up all the transfer business I need to do right now. I'll talk to you guys in a second, and we will have a look how we're going in the Champions League. Well, as I was simming, I just realized that we only made the Europa League this season. Yes. So, I'm going to simulate all the way to the end of the season and hope that we qualify for the Champions League. That was not expected. Alright guys, so at the end of this second season, we will be playing Champions League football next season. We finished off in third position. Arsenal absolutely dominated. They win the competition. If anybody cares, we did lose the Community Shield to Arsenal in a penalty shootout. In the FA Cup, we didn't even make the round of 16, which is quite disappointing considering we won it last year. In the EFL Cup, we lost to Sunderland in the round of 16 on a penalty shootout. This has been quite a poor season. The Champions League final is between Chelsea and Bayern Munich. Hopefully we'll be there next season. And finally, in the Europa League, we did top our group, didn't lose a single game, but if you look at the tournament tree here, we didn't even make the round of 16, so what I'm presuming is we lost in the round of 32. As you can see there, we are not on it. But now we're going to progress into season number 3. We're going to get another crack at the Champions League. I don't have too many ideas for transfers. We don't really need them, so I'll see you in season 3 right now. So here we are in season number 3, and right off the bat, I noticed that Kevin De Bruyne wasn't in our squad. I looked for him, and he went to PSG. I didn't even notice that. I'm torn up right now. Do I try going in for De Bruyne, or do I go in for a center attacking midfielder to replace him? We'll have a look around, and I'll get back to you. So PSG are being quite difficult for Kevin De Bruyne. 117 million they want. I'm not going to accept that when I have 3 decent prospects. An absolute steal here, Mesut Özil for 50 million, Christian Eriksen for 80 million, and James Rodriguez for 90 million. I'm going to go ahead and sign Mesut Özil. You can't debate that when it's almost half the price for the same overall. Welcome, Mesut. So here is our group for this year's Champions League. We don't have an easy task at all. Bayer Leverkusen, Benfica, and Anderlecht. We should be winning our group, but it's still going to be more difficult than past editions. And we haven't had to do much business in this transfer window, but Angus Gunn is leaving the club. We don't need him anymore due to having Manuel Neuer and Joe Hart. And this is going to conclude the final summer transfer window for this third season. We didn't have much business that we needed to do. Angus Gunn out, Mesut Özil in. Let's see if we can qualify for the Champions League knockouts. So at the end of the Champions League group stages, we absolutely killed the competition. We went undefeated, 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. The rest of the group, absolutely pathetic. Leverkusen are the second place team, but let's have a look at the round of 16. So, in the round of 16, we will be taking on Atletico Madrid. Some very, very, very solid teams in the round of 16. Villarreal's in there, which I wasn't expecting. But anyways, we will go ahead now and go to the game against Atletico Madrid. I don't plan on buying any players in January, so let's go straight to February. So here we go, the first leg of our round of 16, taking on Atletico Madrid. Can we make it back to the final? We did it in Season 1, we didn't have the chance in Season 2. Let's see if we can make it third season lucky. A few players are injured. We have Rodriguez out for a few months with a injury, so Stones comes in there, and then Gundogan is suspended for 1 game. So I've put in Aaron Moy, the main man himself. We're going to simulate it. 2-1. Yes, lads, Özil and Insigne, 2 away goals. Back at home here for the second leg. Let's qualify for the quarters, fellas. I apologize if there's a bit of background noise. It's just started to rain quite heavily outside. We've got a stronger side this time. Gundogan back in the starting 11. Let's beat Atletico Madrid. Not a good start for Boateng. I'm going to simulate in 3, 2, 1. We're going through. Jesus and Gundogan scoring the goals. Quite a comfortable round of 16. Well, it doesn't get any easier. Another Madrid side. This time it's the big dogs, Real Madrid, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. If we make it to the semis, we're going to deserve to be there. So here we are, a trip to the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane's men. Can we get a decent result heading into the second leg at the Etihad Stadium? Come on, lads. We have an amazing side. A lot of top quality players that can give Real Madrid a run for their money. We're going to simulate in 3, 2, 1. 1-1. Okay, we got the away goal. Even game. So it is 1-1 heading into this second leg against Real Madrid at home, the Etihad. Let's see how we go. Please, fellas, let's qualify for the semi-finals. That would be huge if we did it against Real Madrid as well. We're going to simulate it. 2-0. Yes. Sterling, Fernandinho, see you soon, semi-finals. Well, every time we look like we're making some progress, we get knocked back just that little bit. Gundogan, 5 weeks on the bloody sideline. From one Spanish powerhouse to another, it is Barcelona in the semi-finals. But look at that other semi-final, Wolfsburg versus Bayer Leverkusen. We qualify here and we are definitely in the driver's seat for the final. That is a big if though. So the first leg away at the Camp Nou. Let's get some away goals. Let's head into the second leg with a big advantage. We've been so good this season in the simulations. Let's continue it. Please, guys. Messi against his former club. Özil against his former club. We're going to sim, 0-0 draw. Alright. The second leg of the semi-final, fellas. Barcelona at home. The odds are stacked against us. Boateng is suspended. Gundogan is injured. And we have the Catalonian Giants coming to take us on. Please, fellas, it's 0-0. Otamendi yellow carded in the first minute. Insigne scores in the 11th. We simulate it. We go through to the Champions League final. A perfect qualification. We didn't lose in the group stages. We haven't lost in the knockouts. let's not lose in the final. So we are taking on Bayer Leverkusen for the Champions League final. We lost to Juventus in Season 1. We didn't qualify in Season 2. Can we finally win the Champions League final and complete the rebuild?
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love.
Guys, we are on home territory, Wembley Stadium. Can we lift the Champions League? Here we go, some nice passing play early. Bale goes to Messi. Messi back to Bale. An early goal would be ideal. Bale, that's not the pass we wanted. Insigne, though, makes the most of it. We have the free kick here. I'm not going to go with Bale. I want him in the area. I'm going to whip this one in with Mesut Özil. We're going to put it in just about there. Get somebody to run onto it. Probably a bit too deep. It falls though. Get there, Insigne. Insigne gives up the lead. What is Leno doing? How has he pounced on that one? And we get a bit of luck in our favour. Lorenzo Insigne had a blinder of a game so far. Gets that one. The defense, oh my god, that is an absolute shambles. How did we end up with it in that position? We get a corner, lads. We need to make some opportunities. It's been quite a dull final so far. Florenzi, oh, just puts it over. Keep going, Gundogan. That is lovely. That is what you want to see. Throws it to Messi. Finish it, Messi. Lionel Messi finishes the goal. Gives us a 2-0 advantage here in the Champions League final. Will that be enough to see us hoist the trophy for the first time? Come on, lads. Let's hold on and complete this rebuild challenge, the hardest one today. That is a class finish though from Messi. We're into stoppage time, fellas. It looks all but secured. Come on, let's just hold on to possession. Let's just keep them out of our area. It goes in there, headed away from Rodriguez. Sane gets it. That is full time, fellas. The rebuild challenge with Manchester City. It is signed, sealed, delivered. It's ours. It is completed. Another rebuild challenge completed. Thank you guys so much for the response you guys have put on this series. If you enjoyed this rebuild, make sure you leave a like. Hit that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. And don't forget to vote in the description on the straw poll what club you would like us to rebuild next. I'll let you guys enjoy the title celebrations. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.